What in the world is going on, man? I'm glad I sold some shares yesterday. Down to $45 goes Intel. Welcome to the big show right now. This is your market recap, but we're starting it off with earnings, and it's Intel and its downside. Let's go over to Benzinga and find out exactly what's up with that right now. Intel, here it is. T-Mobile as well. Quickly on T-Mobile. What's T-Mobile's stock? See ya, that one to the downside as well. We're getting some downside movement here in the after hours. Welcome to the show. This is your market recap show, but it's also earnings time. We had it for you yesterday with Tesla and Netflix day before. Now we've got Intel for you. Adjusted EPS, 54 cents, beats 45. So you would say that was good. Right now, company reported quarterly sales of 15.4 billion, which beats. So why is Intel down? We'll have to find out more about that. Here it is right here, sales beating. Everything seems fine on this end. We'll wait to hear about why. Here's the outlook. Core adjusted EBITDA expected to grow 9% for T-Mobile. So we have to find out, is that higher or lower than what was expected? Intel right now, the numbers don't look bad. Q4 sales beat, earnings per share beat right now, 54 versus 45. But for some reason, Intel go boom to the downside. Let's see if it's holding though. I don't really see why that went down there. Intel right here. Let's switch it up. Let me put a day on here instead of a 1 minute chart because I want to see where it is on the 200 period right now. We'll switch this over to a 1 minute. Okay, guidance is lower, Neil just mentioned. So, okay, so Neil saw that. So right there, we are now below this $45. That's the 50 period moving average. I thought Intel, you guys asked about it. I thought we were gearing up for that beat. I thought we could get up to $51, $52. We're not horrible. You're only down to 47, man. I mean, we were at $47 a week ago. So it's pulling back in here. This could be a good buying opportunity for Intel. Don't know. We'll wait for more on that one. But there goes Intel. Nicely done to the downside. And then T-Mobile as well to kick it off. Thank you, Fabian, for the water. T-Mobile 157. And T-Mobile, again, back to this 50-period moving average. Look, we're on YouTube right now. We're on Twitter. I want to say hi to everybody that's with me here now. We'll do roll call in a couple minutes. Here's the sectors. I don't even have the show up, I just realized. I got to get the show up so I can see who's here with me. We had USO today. Nice move for USO. Look, that bottom, you guys know, we talked about it. I chose XLE. To buy at some of these bottoms. It was same kind of levels here, 80 bucks. Look, it's not up that much. I don't think you missed the boat. But energy's going to be back, right? I mean, now that we have some little bit of strength now in China, you've seen FXI. We've had recession talk of potentially no more. Brendan, we had that huge GDP number this morning, 3.3%, really got us skyrocketing, but then the pullback came in. I was just joking. I was like, yo, Algo team, turn those things on to the short side. That would have been a working one. Here we go. What's up, Dan Emmons? Here he is right here. Higher targets in play. All right, he's talking about the ES, 49, 49, 49. Thank you for Dan on that one, but we're not doing that right this second. Right here, we had XLE and USO. Nice moves today, right? So oil prices today, faster than expected growth in the first quarter for Brent crude with the supply. So that's not good. Geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and disruption of the Red Sea corridor were factors influencing oil prices during the first quarter. But it seems like maybe we're past all of that. Good GDP number, and remember, to me, that's more important. If oil is going to be on everyone's mind, obviously, if you head into recession, that's horrible for oil. Oil was going, that was part of this move, right? That was part of this move down. People worried about China, people worried about the oil trade. But now it looks like it's bounced back up. I choose XLE. You could choose whatever you want, USO or crude themselves, also not bad. Up to $72 and starting to go again. Damn you, Sharif, and those gorilla legs of yours. He hit the bottom right there on this chair, and it's going to the downside again. We might have to get another chair right here. He said his favorite animal was gorillas, so I don't know. Is yours, is mine's all the way is it the same size? Yeah. But anyways, it needs to be a little bit higher. We'll figure this out. Brendan's sitting over there right now as well. All right, so what was down today? Look, we had a nice move up for the housing index. I feel like this one could blast even higher here. Let me just check on Intel right now because everyone wants to see what Intel's doing, right? Intel right now still holding $45, $46 right here. We'll see where it can go from this point. $46 bottom for Intel. Trying to bounce a little bit higher. T-Mobile, what was the other name we wanted to wait for? Visa. Let's check out Benzinga to see if it's out yet right now. We also do have a pretty cool scanner here. Although it doesn't appear to be working. Play. Okay, there it is. And play again. All right. stopped there. It's on 2-minute races, but it's supposed to re-go. Anything that hits, there's Visa right here. Look at that, up to 275. Nice little move up there for Visa as that is out. So that's a little scanner that we're watching. Capital One is out as well. Capital One with a miss right there for Capital One. 224 versus 264. Uh-oh, COF. What are you up to right now? Capital One, nice pullback, but not too dramatic. We'd look for a pullback into 120 for Capital One. We said Visa was out. All right, well, ho-hum on Visa right now, it looks like. Nice move up to 275, kind of fell back in right there. I don't think Visa, if you get an opportunity to buy these credit card names anywhere in and around 250, 260, I think you have to do that. Visa will pay attention to those guys. UNG, you know, it's pretty warm around here. We're in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and checks watch. Weather 3 degrees Celsius right now. So we're at like almost 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That's summertime. Yeah, shout out to Ramin right there. We love summer around here for sure. Summer in Canada is about 3 months, maybe. What do you think it starts there, Breno? June? I'd say June, July, end of August. Yeah, I think we got 3 months there. That's not too bad. Spring is kind of, yeah, just around the corner here right now. So that's what we're talking about with UNG. That name continues to get beat up. And if we zoom in a little bit here on UNG, the other way, okay, it's not going. LIT, lithium. You see LAC these days? Huge downside move. Lithium continues to make moves lower. That's starting to happen right in front of our face. Led by, look at LAC. This name getting absolute, like why is lithium, I gotta find out about this, man. $4 for LAC? Yuck. Downside move for that name. SMH today pretty flat. Check out that move in AMD midday, man. We are, I guess not really midday, but I guess midday. Yeah, why not? 1150. Huge move to the downside and basically closing on the lows. If that's not a warning signal, then I don't know what else is. I don't remember the last time some of these chip names, and you guys will probably say it was yesterday, closed on their lows. NVIDIA did not. NVIDIA made the move back upside. So NVIDIA is still hanging out. Nice day for them, still positive. It was AMD that started this downside move, right? Actually, sorry about that. It did not close on its lows. It closed up here at 180. This downside move is brought to you by your friends at Intel right now. So the market's starting to head lower because of Intel. AMD did battle back. We had a great short on that name. We'll talk about that when we go over my tweets. But for right now, or the sticky note review as well, we have FXI basically flat. Other than that, IWM nicely done today, cooking to the upside a little bit anyways. I think the IWM has a little ways to go. I don't really want to buy that name until we get, I don't want to buy anything until we get to the 50-period moving averages on everything. So we'll have to wait. The Qs, I mean, look how hot they continue to be. Although today, did we finish green on the NASDAQ? We must have, right? Right at the end of the day, got up there. So there it is, a little bit of a bump up in the NASDAQ there, just pushing to the Greensville. So that seems like a lot of days now. NASDAQ still taking out some of those highs. The SPY as well continues to move higher. That finishes the day red. Where's SPY on here? SPY, there it is right there, up 0.5%. Check out the XLF. Some of us, including myself, we thought the banks were going to have a downside push off earnings. They did do that, but that was not very long lasting. That's now back up to the upside with not all-time highs, but new highs right here for the XLF as that continues to go. Remember, its largest holdings, Berkshire Hathaway. So as Apple continues to make highs and some of those other banks, BAC, a big holding in Berkshire, Wells Fargo as well, continues to make moves to the high side. Look at Bank of America. I mean, missed opportunity there. We talked about buying names down to the 50-period moving average. That Bank of America did hit that. It got down there at 31.50 all the way back up to 33 and change. Good move for Bank of America. Everyone have a sip. Refreshing vodka. Now it tastes so much better. All right, we had a crazy day. We're gonna have Ms. Shay on here hopefully in a couple seconds. Well, maybe 5 minutes coming through. Look at Tesla. So again, earnings, not fantastic. They talked about notably, you know what, the margins, X credits was actually flat to up. So their margins are fine. They're still under control. Even with some of those EV credits in there, I think you got 17.6 versus 18.1. So margins are still there. They're cutting prices on purpose. Did you see what they did to Rivian? They kick that thing to the curb. You see what they're doing to all the other names? Fisker's 80 cents. These companies can't compete. But again, Tesla, you're going to have to pay to wait. They're trying to build that Model 2, or I don't know if we have a name for it. We have a name for the project. I can't remember what it is, but they're trying to get that on a lower platform, right? So it's going to be a little bit cheaper, coming in near and around 30 grand. BYD has a vehicle, I think Randy was talking about it, 23,000 euros. So that's in and around that price. Tesla right here has to hold this 170. You're already, we can keep going over this, man, but there's not many big cap names that are underneath this low for Halloween. That October 31st low, you are now well below here for Tesla and starting to go lower. So we'll find out about that. Congratulations to Miss Shay. She called this short. She's been short, and that's a print factory right there for Tesla as that comes back down into the downside. Now, you might be saying, well, you know, Danielle Shay nailed that, Tesla, for those of you trading options and everything like that. But guess who trades intraday? This guy. And guess what we were looking at today intraday? Sticky note. And guess which way it was? Oh no, we talked about short right there on Tesla today. There it is, as it was written, 190 short sell. So let's just go over quickly and look at Tesla and how we traded it. So here's Tesla today. Danielle's gonna be like, dude, why the heck did you get out at 186? So I'm gonna have to have an answer for that. This is me talking to myself, by the way, right now. So here we go. I do that often, very, very often. Oh no, look at these wicks. Boo wicks right now. So unfortunately, this chart is gonna look absolutely ridiculous. Trust me when I tell you there's big moves here. Here's our short, man. We shorted it early, 190, shorted 190.50, shorted 190 again, shorted one, and we got a nice wick right off open, man. 188. That was $2. We should have maybe stopped there. Nah. And then when it started going back up, we're like, oh man, we got to hold that 200 period moving average. And guess what? It did hold that 200 period moving average. But as it was coming back down, we're like, oh my God, we got to get out, we got to get out. So we did that. These are all profit takes, right? So they're just not much. Then it comes back in right there. We got a 188.50. Then it takes VWAP and we're like, oh, let's get out of another piece. 189.50. But remember where we're short, man. We're short at 192. So 189.50, I told you this is going to look a little bit skewed. Then it started to come back in and we're like, okay, here we go. We're short 192, it's at 185. But guess what? It didn't break that 185. It kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. And I actually thought 185 could have been a long. Then all of a sudden, it took the 50 period moving average and stuck above it. That's where we got out at 186. I'm gonna slap a fail on it, but to have a $6 winner as a fail in this business is not that, but maybe I should have waited a little bit longer. But hey, I can't see the rest of this happening. Then all of a sudden, 185 broke. When 185 broke on Tesla, I couldn't even get short. I feel like it went down 50 cents almost immediately. That's too far for me. Then we tried the long. We got in and out of the long a little bit. Then it came down to 180 and hit those halo sounds. Then 180 came into play, and that was the level. Those were the levels that you wanted to hit up. So there's 180. Look at our first out, man, 181.40. So we go bang on that, $1.50. Then we get a little bit higher than that. Then it goes up to 183. That's $3. So remember, a couple bucks early, add on a couple bucks late. All of a sudden, we're taking $10, $15 on this name today. So that's bigger than the whole move pretty much. And then there's an out right there at the end of the day at 182.65 to close it out. Tesla, well traded. I like it. But that's old news. We're going to trade more tomorrow, and that's going to be included with Tesla and Netflix. Netflix was a great mover today. Let's go back over just to some other names here. Intel. We got to cover some names that actually reported. So Intel does make that move. Look at the bounce. Pretty much at, I mean, the 50 period moving average is where I want to start buying names. I don't want to buy Intel though. That's not one for me. But $45, that came in, and look at this. That little bottom right there is 45.62. Where's the 50 period moving average? 45.78. So just playing off that would have given you a clean $2 or so. You're at 47. Well, I mean, it went up to 47. Yeah, I guess that's $2. Now you're in the money about $1.60 on that trade. Watch out for this level slipping. 45.60. The other name that came out, of course, was Visa. Maybe we'll talk to Danielle about this one. This is a name that just keeps on climbing to the high side, and we could have some support in and around 260. Feel like that's a buy zone there for Visa, so we'll have a look at that. Another name that came in, we wanted to do Visa. What was on the poll? Visa, Intel. Wait a second. I have the poll right here, don't I? The poll's closed. It was Visa, it was Intel. What else was it, guys? What else reported here? Hold on a second. We'll just go over to our Benzinga recap here and find out what exactly else reported here today. KLAC, we can look at this. Used to be a big name, man, KLAC. We had TMUS, that was a good one, and WDC, right? So let's find out. Here's WDC right here. We kind of left that one for dead. Western Digital, Q3 revenues, nice revenues, beating on that one, but oh no, wait a second. That's a beat, right? When you go minus 10 cents versus estimate minus 42, that's a beat. So let's go find out here what happened to WDC as well. So it looks like if you selected Intel, you're gonna be the winner between Visa and Intel. WDC, Western Digital, this was my choice. And yep, this one might be the winner. From 60 bucks all the way to the downside, 57. Not looking great here. Western Digital misses and Intel misses, and AMD continues to push that 178, right? It pushed 178 back up to 178.50 right now. Check in on NVIDIA, and then one more on TMUS, and then we got to go over to Danielle, as if I'm making her wait. You guys kidding me? All right, TMUS right now. Okay, so T-Mobile also a downside move. If she's ready, I'm ready. It's Trader Talk. Hi, Danielle, congratulations. It was Tesla earnings day, and if I'm not mistaken, you've been looking for the short.
Yes, that's correct. I was looking for the short pre-earnings, and then I shorted it on earnings as well. I actually just made a video and I posted it on my YouTube channel. I haven't posted too many videos, but I'm trying to do more. So if you want to check out the option strategy in detail, you can look for the review there.
What is the YouTube channel? Is it called The Option Strategy? What is it called?
Trader Danielle, that's it.
Trader
Make
Danielle.
sure you get the right one. Here, you gotta go to my name in the bottom.
Okay,
right
we'll go to
here.
We'll find you at Simpler Trading. You guys can go find that. We'll go find out about that trade. But hey, margins were okay. It was that notably. Yesterday we had Tammy on and we were talking about that, and she had highlighted levels like 191, 192 for possible support, which is why I actually shorted those levels, because we went well under those, and now we go a little bit lower. Danielle, are we looking to buy Tesla at any of these levels? Is there anything you want to show me here? I'm going to call the chart up. I don't know if you have it up. I'll give you a second to go try to get it. But here's Tesla. I said to everybody, I bought some today at 186. So that was kind of just fun money. Let's try to get some real money in maybe if we approach this 170. But if we look back at a weekly chart, Danielle, and you and I have talked about this over and over again, this is 181. If I go and I go all the way over here, this goes back to November of 2020. So unless you were able to trade in and out of this using options, you've been basically sitting here in dead money now for 3 or 4 years. Are we buying this dip, or we just let this thing fizzle out?
So, I've been looking for a spot to buy the dip, but the way that I do it on earnings is I start off by looking at the expected move. The expected move for Tesla earnings was 15 bucks. So if it falls the expected move, generally you could buy it, but that would have been at 195. We careened through that level. We weren't able to hold 185. 180 is like the last zone of support. So I think it's pretty dicey. I'm not buying it here. The longer term monthly chart still looks okay, but it's really starting to break down. Yeah. So I've been looking for a spot to buy it, but I just don't think this is it. Now that it's had a greater than expected move, I think we're going to see lower prices, probably down into 175, even 170.
Yeah, those were some of the levels that I was looking at myself. And by the way, our chat is like subscribe. So I think when you check out that YouTube channel after this, you may have a few more subscribers, and it'll be me included. I'm going to head over there myself as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for supporting everybody that we have on here. You already know this, Danielle. We have the best audience, so they're going to support you, and they love you. So thanks for all of that. Okay, Tesla's in the rear view. All right, so now we don't worry about it. We have AMD coming through on Tuesday evening. That's something pretty key. We just had Intel make moves to the downside. Is there anything right now that you're talking about, maybe putting videos out, something like that? What can we now look forward to? Is there another name that's on your radar? Google just hit all-time highs today as well, breaking through 151.
Yeah, of course. So let me talk Intel with you, and I'm happy to look at
Perfect.
AMD too. I mean, just starting off with Intel, I love the setup here. I think that the longer term trend looks great. You know, you've got a monthly chart, you've broken through a lot of areas of resistance. On the weekly chart, same thing. You know, you've been recovering really well. And the daily chart looks phenomenal. We've got a nice
Okay.
consolidation, cup and handle. We had a nice breakout last quarter after earnings. So I have to say, I'm not too thrilled with the move after hours. I was long Intel going into this earnings report. So I may take a loss on that options trade tomorrow. But here's what I look at is I look at what the expected move was. And if it's just down within the expected move, then I can buy some
It is.
tomorrow. The expected move on Intel,
I thought it
it was
was
$3.64.
right.
So you're sitting at 429. So this one, you know, we might be able to buy it at the 8, at the 21 EMA tomorrow. So I like to look out for those post earnings
Is that
moves.
is that something that you do there? Where am I? Is that something that you do there, Danielle? Is that you'll look to see where we are as far as the expected move, and then if it's something that's a little bit, you see that? I was looking at that camera, then right over here. That's pretty good, getting better. Is that something that you look at consistently? Like, how close are we to being right? Because obviously, expected moves are derived from the options market.
Oh, yes, that's absolutely what I trade in the options market because I mean, you can sell premium looking for stocks to stay within an expected move. That's a typical strategy that I'll use all the time. I did that with Visa and American Express, but then I'll also make trades looking for other stocks like Tesla or like Netflix to go outside of the expected move. And it's a great way to make post earnings trades. So, you know, like I said with Tesla, because it went outside of the expected move and because it broke support, that's when you know you can short it. But if something stays within the range,
Right?
that's a great opportunity to come in and buy the dip because it was a normal expected move, especially if it can pull back into a key support zone.
Okay.
Those are going to be reasons why you can come in and make a post earnings trade.
Intel to me seems like so old school. Like I feel like, I mean, because it is. I mean, it's in the Dow. It's like that. Like, you know, I don't love it as much as AMD or Nvidia or some of those other names. But there's nothing wrong with slow and steady. Can we look at those charts again? Because if I buy it, I agree with you. Because I just said on the show before that come over to my chart here quickly, and I'll let Danielle maybe load something else up if she wants to. I was looking for names, Danielle, at the 50-period moving average because I feel like, you know, a lot of them you can wait for the 200, but that's just so far. And I know the put call ratio, I believe, and you can maybe help me with this as well, is still towards the put side right now, being more heavily to that. So I could see a squeeze happening, especially if these Mag 7 names could beat. But if I buy down here at 45 and change, are we just like getting out if we break 40 or something like that? Like, I'm just a little bit nervous about sitting in here and buying a name like Intel, especially ahead of AMD and Nvidia and some of these bigger guys. I would almost tend to favor buying an SMH or a SOX or something like that. That's more of an ETF. I'm a little nervous, Nancy, here about this Intel, but I'm glad that you kind of like it. I'm not sure where to get out if we have a problem. 10% might be enough for me down there near 40.
Yeah, I mean, it for me, definitely the 50 period simple. It's a great spot to buy, and that's always where I have my stop on the daily chart.
Okay,
And
so
you know,
that's
I
your
mean,
stop.
as a swing trader, it's a good swing stop, I
Okay.
think. So I agree with that, but I
Okay.
mean, it depends on where you get in. You know, if you bought it all the way up here, I'd probably take a stop at 47 and a half. So I'd like to buy around the 21 EMA or the 34 EMA. That would be a good spot, but 50 would be even better.
All right. What? Here's your time to shine. I mean, you already have with Tesla. We've already talked about that. I feel like you're long the banks. We've talked about that, and the banks continue to go higher and higher and higher. Is there anything maybe that I'm not looking at, or that people may not be looking at, or something that we could discuss? I want to have you on as much as we possibly can. You're going to be, I think, you're on our show next week as well. So, what can people look forward to here moving forward? Is there anything that's looking good as far as options are setting up, or something that you're looking at?
Okay, so I can't take credit for this one because my friend Henry in our simpler trading chat room found this one, but I think it's
Perfect.
a great setup. And I was looking at this one right at the close.
Let's do it.
So This is Ulta.
Ulta Beauty.
Ulta's been in this nice consolidation after having a breakaway gap after earnings last quarter. I love tickers that have a breakaway gap after earnings because it just shows a lot of positive momentum. And you can see that it's been consolidating for quite some time, right? So you have that squeeze, and now we're starting to get volume coming into this stock. So I was looking at this one right at the close. I didn't get to get into it. I saw it a little bit too late, but I think you could trade it up into 500 certainly, and then next target would be about 507, 510. So that's something that I'm looking at getting into tomorrow.
You definitely nailed that. I mean, that looks, just even on my clean chart over here. Come over if you can. Yeah, look at that top, guys. Nice name, Ulta Beauty. And of course, was pretty good during COVID. I mean, a lot of people there with their Zoom and everything like that needed to get all beautified, of course. And now I feel like that's a nice gap off earnings. And of course, I just looked it up, Danielle. March 14th. Is when they report. So you got a little bit of time. Obviously, they've had that gap there. So that's really nice and well above. I really appreciated what you said there about Intel. And that is that this should be the out, not the buy. So I feel like we could buy it and then use that as our out. I really appreciate that. That's all good. Look, Danielle, we're running out of time. And I have some sad news to tell you. Actually, you don't care. I have to go to the dentist today. And my appointment's like around 5 o'clock. And it's just next door. I was going to ask you, Neil doesn't like the dentist. I actually don't mind the dentist. Your opinion on visiting the dentist?
Well, I hate going there. I have to listen to some music, but it's because I cannot stand the sound of the tools and the water and all of that stuff. But got to do it. So.
Yeah, don't tell anybody, but I had to get a cavity filled. I only have like 3 or 4 Oh shoot, we're live in front of 4,000 people. Okay, but anyways, I need to get one of those filled, so I'm not looking forward to it. And my daughter goes, "Oh my God, you're gonna get a needle in your mouth?" And I'm like, "Geez, I hate needles." Like now I have to. Anyways, it'll be all good. Oh, you know what my dentist does? Probably yours as well. There's a TV. There's one in front of you and one up there. So they asked me what I want to put on it. I just put on The Office and I laugh and it's all good. So that's that. All right, I really love that Ulta Beauty play. I see you've got the fire going. We love that, man. Get some hot chocolate, sit in front of that fire and celebrate that Tesla trade. Congratulations again. It's Miss Danielle Shay. You can go find her at Simpler Trading. It's right there on the bottom. At Trader Danielle on X. Thank you so much. And go check out her YouTube page now. Thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.
Ciao. Go Chiefs. All righty then. Yeah, Danielle Shay coming through again. And I should have talked to her more about the Chiefs there. I sort of forgot and threw it there at the end. Of course, Kansas City fan over there, Miss Danielle Shay. I see my wife in the chat. I love you. Thank you for watching. You can see I'm still here. So it's all good. No, it's fine. She knows I have a dentist appointment coming through as well. Let's check out Intel, $46. Let's check out TMUS. This is a market recap show, man. We'll do some market recapping here. TMUS downside. We also have earnings. So that's what we're doing. Let's check out Visa as well. Woo! Whoosh time here on Visa. This is actually, 266. This is getting close to some levels that I like again. This could be a name that we buy tomorrow. Let's wait to see what happens here on Visa. Again, I thought we had a decent little report there from Visa. Let me just search this up from Symbol there. I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, here it is right here. And again, this is Benzinga Pro. Go find it. Link in our description. Get the discount, whatever it is, it's there. All right, 2021, this is adjusted EPS Q1 for 2024, 241 beat on sales as well. So we're gonna have to find out where the guide lines up here, right? So we'll find out about that, but for right now, it is a downside move for Visa still going. And again, I'm doing this all alone. The only information I have is what Benzinga has right there. So besides parsing through all of that, which would be boring for you, we'll just look at price action for now. XLF is what I'm interested in. I think you can buy some banks. All right, what did I have it written on there? All right, sticky note review. One of my favorite things to do is to talk about my sticky note. If you can't tell, here we go. We'll do this. Thanks, Fabian, for this graphic. There it is. I like that graphic right there. All right, today we had a great GDP number, 3.3 versus 2. But you know what? Sometimes good news is bad. And I just feel like we talked about this on the show. We had Raider Trader on as well. I thought that the cuts, and again, podcast, no market recap tomorrow. on that one, but we have the podcast. So me and Brendan are going to be doing the podcast again. We've had 12 episodes. This will be our 12th episode. They've been fantastic. What I've been talking about was I thought that we got ahead of ourselves on the projected rate cuts. For some reason there, the CME Fed rate tool, the street, projected like 6 cuts. With this GDP number, is there a reason for the Fed to cut? That's what we have to think about. We're looking for unemployment to be a problem. That would somehow, for me, start to trigger something. But it looks like the economy right now, GDP, we ain't going into any recession. Can they just keep it steady right now? Watch out for mortgages, watch out for homes and things like that. We'll look out for PCE. But hey, January 31st is just around the corner. In fact, next Wednesday, that's when we're going to get that news. We'll wait. We'll check the CME Fed rate tool. Now under 50% expected for a rate cut, when that was in the 70s a month ago. So we'll have to watch out for that. But okay, so there it is. Palantir long 17. That hit in the pre-market and nothing else. Let me just quickly look at Palantir because this is a stock that we really love to trade. I thought Palantir was finding a bottom down here. I still think it is. This is a name, you're under the 50-period moving average. I still have a bid at $15. It's just sitting there. It's like $15.05. That's where I want to buy this name. I thought this morning 17 would be a great one, and it was. I wrote that down here at 8 o'clock. The GDP number, ripped it through 17. It hit 17, 16, but the market wasn't open yet, so we didn't hit that. Right? It did come back in, and it turns out that that little wick right there was the top of the open market. And what was it? 17. So we were right about the price, but wrong about the direction. We didn't have an opportunity to get in. It didn't give us the 17 break long, and thankfully so, as it makes the move down. Obviously, we talked about Tesla on the sticky note, Apple on the sticky note, Apple short. Are you kidding me? We had that Apple short, baby, and this is why I was frustrated. Look at this Apple short. We called Apple short 195. This is 195 right here. Literally, boom, down to 193. Banger on that one. And then PayPal, we wound up here. Let me just go to my chart for PayPal. PayPal, we had written down as a long. I got to get going here because dentist waits for nobody. Well, they'll wait for me because I'm a paying customer. But let's just see here. We had PayPal long early, right here, long, and it was working. We took a little bit of an out as it broke through 63. Then we got 63.30. Then we got 63.55, and it was cruising, cruising, cruising. It was all the way up, guys. This was more than $1 in the money as we're waiting for the 12:30 event. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, about that AI event. We tried to go long here at 62, failed, got out. Tried to go long here again at 60. For some reason, we got out when it broke 60. Then short, and then that's what really started to pay. That short 61.20, out 60.85, out 60.50, and then again, our last out at 60.50 again. So those shorts really started to pay off there at the end of the day on PayPal. And I went on a little bit of a rant of having the ability to flip your position, right? We were long PayPal ahead of that news. It went $1.40 or whatever in the money, as we just said, and then boom to the downside when that news was a nothing burger of their AI. And I don't even know what it was. We'll have to talk about that tomorrow as we do more research tonight. Yo, shout out to Alan Smith right now because you're just got rocket, rocket, rocket. And what a time to do that because it's roll call right now. So get ready. I'm going to say hi to those of you that stay here because traders stay late and we're running out of time right now. So that was a good day to trade, man. Again, we didn't talk about it, but we raised the trophy again, man. All those traders that you see around us, people get sometimes a little upset, but we were top again there today. We're happy with that. I'll tell you when we're at the bottom as well. We could have been, if AMD didn't fall down, man, we were eating crow today, but AMD did come down in. Yo, what's up, Emma? You're here as well. What's up to Spruce Tree? No, that's not Spruce Tree. What's up to Ryan? What's up to Mike Pena? Jimbo Slice is here, crypto blogger. I cannot make roll call without saying what's up to my main man over there, Bears vs. Bulls. Thank you so much for moderating. The best in the business, man. Our chat is clean and crisp and on point. Shout out to Bears vs. Bulls. What's up to Andrew? What's up to everybody here? Let's see if I can find some new people. What's up to Sweet and Salty? Hey, we've got a new member. What's up to Shahab? Nasir, thank you so much for coming through. Hey, Pierre. Bonjour to you as well. From hot and sunny Naples, Florida. I'll go to Florida. Last trip we took our kids to was Rome, but before that was the sunny beaches of Miami, Florida. So shout out to MIA. Yo, Joseph. Yo, Darwin. You're so fresh and so clean. We like that. Use that soap, my guy. Juan Padilla's here. Thank you so much for the gift. Lusick again, although I will not receive that. What's up to the supplier's delivery? Adventures with Dale, April. Look, everybody, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm doing this for you. We're bringing on the guests. We're talking about some trades. We're going over earnings. It's the Market Recap Show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm back here tomorrow at 8:30, as long as we don't get a cavity issue here. We're back tomorrow. Actually, even if I can't talk, it's probably better for everybody, as long as we can just trade. That's all that really everyone's here for. Thank you so much for watching again. I'm up on LinkedIn as well, man. We're posting market recaps. We're trying to get some more exposure. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We have some wicked stuff on Instagram lately. That trading floor reel was real cool. Go check that out as well. Lots of fun here. We're getting tired, but tomorrow's a brand new day. It's Friday. The weekend should be fun, and so should trading tomorrow, as we got Intel, Visa on our mind. We'll trade a little TMUS as well. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a hell of a day, and I'm super exhausted. I'm coming home right after this. My kids got chess. It's dentist, then home. I'll see you soon, Marissa. See you, everybody.